Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I'm Showkat. Today I'm going to teach you a relative clause. It's for class 10. When it comes to your exams, it's going to fetch you 2 marks. Now let's see what is a clause. First, let me see what is a clause. When it comes to a clause is a meaningful part of a sentence, a meaningful part of a sentence containing its own subject and a finite verb. Look, clause. A clause is a meaningful part of a sentence. Means it's a longer sentence and a clause is a part of that, containing its own subject, but it must contain a subject and a finite verb. Subject and a finite verb. Let me just give an example first. What is a long sentence? And that long sentence is broken into 2 parts. One of the part is called a principal clause and another part is called a subordinate clause. Then when it comes to the clauses, there are 3 types of clauses. The very first clause, that's known as noun clause. The second clause, adjective clause, and the third clause, that's relative clause, also called an adjective clause. Also called an adjective clause. So, if I write a sentence out over here on this relative clause, I write a sentence like the woman who is dressed in blue is an actor. Look at the sentence. The woman who is dressed in blue is an actor. This is a long sentence containing 2 parts, 2 clauses. One of the clauses, the woman is an actor. This finite verb, this actor. The woman is an actor. The second part is who is dressed in blue. Who is dressed in blue. This part of the sentence is called clause. This is also clause, but this is called principal clause. Here it's a subordinate clause. When it comes to the clauses, a clause must be a subordinate. When it comes to this, when it comes to a longer sentence, we have the woman who is dressed in blue. This underlying part of the sentence, it is called relative clause because it explains the woman with the help of a subject in the form of who and a finite verb, that is. So this part explaining the woman who is dressed in blue is an actor. Who is the subject of the sentence of this part of this clause, and this is finite verb. So a clause is a meaningful part of a sentence containing its subject in the form of who and a finite verb in the form of is. Now, the question is, this who, which I called as subject of the clause. Now, this is also called relative pronoun. When it comes to the relative clause is formed with the help of relative pronouns. Relative pronouns. But before that, I would love to tell you what is a relative clause. What is a relative clause, also called adjective clause. Also called adjective clause. Now look, the woman, actually the sentence is, the woman is an actor. But when I say, imagine there are some 3 or 4 women in the corner. I say the woman is an actor. There is a question asked by the students, which woman is an actor? So it's not clear to them which among these 4 women is an actor. But now when I explain it, with the help of this, I explain this woman. woman. I explain this woman. There is, then the students will not ask me which woman. There is no room for the question for the students to ask. The woman who is dressed in blue. This who is dressed in blue explains the woman. Explains the woman. It explains the woman. Explains the woman. This part, who is dressed in blue. This woman is noun. This woman is noun. So, who is dressed in blue explains the woman. That's why it's called adjective clause. Adjective. Now, let's come to the word adjective first. If I tell you what's an adjective. An adjective is a word or group of words or a group of words that explain the noun, that describe the noun, that give more information about the noun. So when it comes to the word adjective, for example, I write an example. I saw a wounded bird. I saw a wounded bird. This bird here, it's noun. This wounded here, it's adjective. But it's a single word. Here, this adjective is in a single word. We call it as an adjective. But when it comes in the form of group, in the form of that group contains a subject and a finite verb. That's called a clause. That's called a clause. Let's see here. I saw a wounded bird. I can change it into a clause. This is a word adjective. I say, I saw a bird which was wounded. So here I saw a bird. Now look at this. Which was wounded. Again explains the bird. But in the form of a subject which and is was finite verb. So this is called clause. This is called clause. Now the question is, so a relative clause explains the noun in such a way that the noun becomes clear for the listener. The noun becomes clear for the listener. Got it? Now, how is relative clause formed? The question is, how is relative clause formed? How is relative clause formed? Relative clause, as you know, explains the noun in such a way that the noun becomes clear for the listener. For the listener. So, how is it formed? This relative clause is formed with the help of relative pronouns. Relative pronouns. Relative pronouns, also called conjunctions. Relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are like who, which, that, whose, whom, where. Relative pronouns are like who, which, that, whose, whom, where. These are called relative pronouns. With the help of these relative pronouns, an adjective clause or relative clause is formed. So it means that there cannot be a relative clause without these relative pronouns. There can be an adjective phrase, but not a clause. Another example I'll just give you. I say, the boy group is called adjective. Now we can change this phrase in the form of a clause. Once again we can change this phrase in the form of a clause. Because by adding a relative pronoun, that is the boy who is standing near the door is my brother. Look, the boy who is standing near the door again explains the noun. But this time the noun is clear with the help of who is. This who is the subject. This is finite verb. This is finite verb. So a clause must be a meaningful part of a sentence containing its own subject. Without a subject there cannot be a clause and a finite verb. Now the question is, what is a finite verb? Although you find students here, it's standing but it's not here, it's finite verb. A finite verb is a verb that agrees with its subject, with its subject in number and person. In number and person, that's called finite verb. Finite. Now, another question is, how are these relative pronouns used in relative clause? In relative clause. Now, I'll explain this, how relative pronouns are used in